Strong, well-built, chiseled legs are some of the most impressive features you can add to your physique. In addition, your quads, hamstrings, and glutes are the largest and most powerful muscle groups you have in your body. Need to push a car that won't start? You'd better have a strong base. Need to pick something up without blowing out your lower back? Be prepared to squat down using your legs. Not to mention, having impressive legs can be a game changer in bodybuilding, powerlifting, and regular day-to-day life. One of the biggest things stopping most guys from developing the legs they want is thinking leg day needs to be a 2-hour session with a bucket nearby if they have to throw up. So they walk in the gym and do countless exercises that target similar muscle groups like the back squat, leg press, hack squat, leg extensions, and lunges. So it's no wonder many lifters are notorious for skipping leg day, but there's a better approach. Powerlifters have some of the biggest and strongest legs on the planet, and the majority of their leg training comes from 2 exercises, the squat and the deadlift. In today's video, we'll show you how to develop jacked legs without spending hours on a leg day. We'll also help you minimize the number of leg exercises you'll have to perform by giving you an example of 2 of the best leg exercises you can combine to build massive legs. First, let's take a minute to understand better the muscle groups we're targeting and their functions, starting with the quadriceps. The quads are the most prominent muscles you see when you lift your shorts or wear fitted jeans. It's the most voluminous muscle of the human body. Here's an effective way to remember how many muscles are in this particular group. Quad is Latin for 4, so the quadriceps have 4 muscles: rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and vastus intermedius. The triceps have 3 muscles and the biceps have 2 muscles. You get the point. Next is to understand the muscle function to select the best exercise and execute them. For example, the quadriceps is a hip flexor and a knee extensor. So knowing that the quad is a knee extensor, we're going to choose a movement that causes a ton of knee flexion and extension. This info brings us to the first must-do leg exercise. Number 1, leg press with low foot position and squat shoes. The leg press performed with a low foot position, elevated heel, slightly narrow stance, and the greatest range of motion possible is one of the best quad builders you'll ever perform. If you've seen this leg press variation before, stick around because we have ideas to make it more effective. However, if this is new to you, we'll begin with how to perform the exercise with a few additional pointers. First, let's look at the 2 key benefits of an elevated heel for further targeting the quads by demonstrating the squat from the standing position, with and without elevated heels. As you can see with the elevated heel, the knee travels forward to a greater extent than with the flat foot, which causes more significant flexion at the knee. As mentioned previously, this means more work by the quads since they are knee extensors. The second benefit is the lifter getting deeper in the squat using an elevated heel with less ankle mobility. Using shoes with elevated heels doesn't mean you shouldn't work on your ankle mobility. It just means more range of motion with your current ability to bend at the ankles. Now let's transfer this to the leg press. If the leg press you're using has an adjustable back pad, move it so it's slightly more upright. Next, imagine a horizontal line through the middle of the foot pad, and place your entire foot below the horizontal line. Your feet should be just inside shoulder width apart and your toes pointed out slightly. To execute the movement, aim to bring your calves to your hamstrings and your heel to your butt. Here's a mind-muscle connection modification that will make this exercise even more quad dominant. Instead of looking at this exercise as a press only, think of it as a press and leg extension combined, and focus on using your quads. It may sound crazy, but it will affect your focus as you slide the platform up and down. This slight mind shift may not seem like much, but here's a 2018 paper that found greater muscle thickness with an internal focus than an external. An example of internal fixation is push with your quads. An example of external focus is move this weight. So for bodybuilding, utilize the inner focus. Perform your 4 or 5 challenging sets of the exercise a couple of times a week and be ready to have your quads blow up. Number 2, the Romanian deadlift. The second exercise that we'll look at is the Romanian deadlift, with a more straight leg position and a short pause at the bottom. This exercise targets the hamstrings, glutes, and lower back, also known as the posterior chain. Our primary focus with this movement is to hammer the hamstrings. So let's quickly look at hamstring anatomy and function. The hamstrings consist of the biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus. Some muscles connect to the hip and others to the back of the knee. Hence, you can train the hamstrings by breaking at the hip or the knees. In this case, we're training the hamstrings by breaking at the hips. Here are 3 keys when performing the negative portion of the Romanian deadlift. Number 1, start by driving your hips back and don't go too low because going too low involves your lower back. Number 2, focus on keeping your legs as straight as possible without locking out your knees. Number 3, once you feel the hamstrings in a fully stretched position and the hips no longer drive back, pause for 2 seconds with a strong focus on your hamstrings. During the concentric, pull through the hamstrings and squeeze your glutes together. This 2021 study compared the Romanian deadlift, the 45-degree Roman chair back extension, and the seated machine back extension. They found the Romanian deadlift and the back extension were the best exercises for targeting the hamstrings, with the back extension slightly outperforming the Romanian deadlift. We believe the back extension outperformed the Romanian deadlift because the machine forces the legs to remain in a straight, locked position. This is why we recommend performing the Romanian deadlift with your legs straightened and fixed as much as possible. The Romanian deadlift is also easier to load with the barbell and plates, and that's why we included it as the second must-do exercise. If you find yourself skipping leg day, switch to a full-body training program with only 2 leg exercises per session. With the exercise selection process discussed in this video, you now have the concepts to put together a wide variety of leg training combinations in the future. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below as it'll genuinely help out the channel. If your training and nutrition are in order and you're looking for a bit of an edge, be sure to check out my science-based supplement line. Each product was created using scientifically proven ingredients, all clinically dosed and guaranteed to produce results. And right now you can get 25% off your entire order plus free shipping by using the coupon code MONSTER at checkout. So head over to musclemonsters.com/supplements or click the link in the description. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.